Now the World Cup is on, and for some of you that are still confused and looking like, why are there 48 teams now instead of 32 teams? Why are there 12 groups instead of 8 groups? This is a breakdown of the FIFA 2026 World Cup and the format, how things are supposed to go, the new rules that are included. So let's get right into it. So FIFA expanded the amount of teams that get into the World Cup this stage by allowing 48 teams instead of 32 teams. And while some were like, it was more of a political move rather than a sporting move, because a lot of people were like, Infantino making a promise of bringing more countries to the World Cup was part of what made him to win his FIFA election as the FIFA president. And so while it has been great for the African teams, I still feel like it impacts the player. And given that they have to play a lot of matches already in the club level, now they have to play one extra match in the FIFA World Cup competition, which is the round of 32. So the group stage is the normal way. 4 teams in a group, one team face 3 teams each, and the team with the highest points qualifies to the next stage, and the second team with the second highest point qualifies to the next stage. But the only difference now is that the third place teams have a chance of qualifying also onto the next stage.
So the top place teams have a chance of qualifying into the next round. And how that works is there are 12 groups. So there will be 12 third place teams, and there's a ranking of the third place teams, meaning the third place teams with the highest points are going to be ranked from number 1 to number 12 based on how much points they accumulate. So the first 8 teams with the highest points advance on to the next round. And if they are tied on points, then they proceed to use the goal difference. They are tied on goal difference, and they proceed to use the most goals scored. And if they are still tied on goals scored, which is very rare, they proceed to use the fair play records. So if they are still tied on fair play records, which is very rare, FIFA would have to use one of its tiebreaker to decide who qualifies to the next stage. So instead of going to a round of 16, this time there's going to be a round of 32. And yes, even the first place teams are going to compete in the round of 32. So another difference is 2 runner-up teams can face each other. Before it used to be winner versus runner-up, winner versus runner-up, winner versus runner-up. Now, 2 runner-up teams, that means the teams that come second place can face each other in the round of 32. Another new update is if 2 teams from a group are trying to qualify, for example, let's say the third and the fourth team are both locked on 3 points, then they proceed to use the head-to-head rule, which was implemented recently. As you can see, Turkey were confirmed eliminated recently, despite still having a match in hand, and could end up tied on points with Paraguay. But the fact that Paraguay already defeated them, so if they end up being tied on points with Paraguay, they still will be eliminated. And if they are still tied on points, like after using the head-to-head, for example, let's say they play 1-1, the match was a draw with the team they are tied on point with, then they proceed to use the goal difference. So some new rules have also been added to the tournament. Number 1 says that 10-second substitutions. Player being substituted have 10 seconds to exit the pitch, otherwise his replacement must wait for 1 minute before entering the match. Number 2, 5-second restart. A visual 5-second countdown can be shown by the referee for throw-ins and goal kicks in situation of time wasting if the ball is not put into play in time. Possession is awarded to the opposing team. That means, for example, if there's a goal kick or a throw-in whereby the opposition is wasting time, if it's a goal kick, I think a corner will be awarded to the opposing team. If it's a throw-in will be awarded to the opposing team. So medical treatment, any player who receives medical attention on the pitch must leave the field and wait for 1 minute before returning to play. I think that's fair. So this one stops people from wasting time by rolling on the floor. Some players just sleep on the floor to waste time. So I don't think they want to do this anymore. Expanded VAR. VAR can now review and overturn clear mistakes on giving second yellow cards, wrongly awarded corner kicks, expanded mistaken identity, and certain attacking fouls. Oh, this one, I think they used this one in a match recently. I think it was used yesterday in the England's match. So yes, and they used it in a match before the England match. I can't remember which match was that. Mouth covering red cards. To stop confrontational insulting behavior hidden from lip reading. Any player who covers his mouth with his hand, arm, or shirt while confronting an opponent will be issued a red card. So, for example, what happened between Prestiani was his name, that Benfica player, and Vinicius, it's not going to happen again. Any player that is caught covering his hand, like when confronting a player, is straight red. I think that is nice. So those are the new updates that were made to the competition and the new rules. And yeah, so after the round of 32 is the round of 16, then quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final. And I really hope to see England and France in the final. I mean, whichever of them wins the tournament, I'll be pleased. I actually want England to win because of my boys, the likes of Iberich Eze, Declan, and Saka. I mean, it's not bad if France wins too. I have Saliba there, but a lot of my boys are in England, and France have been dominating for a while. So, yup. See you guys in another video. And toodles.